Freak accident, a harmful incident that occurs under unexpected and unlikely circumstances. And that's what happened to me early on day 4 of my beautiful ride on the Erie Canal towpath trail. I'll get to the details of what happened in a couple of minutes. But up until then, I was able to enjoy some beautiful trails, touch base with some old friends. Tell me, friend, how is it to be a lock tender these days? And meet some new friends along the way. So here are my closest friends that I met on the trail this morning. After staying at motels, I was able to camp at Lock 33 along the trail. I also had breakfast with my new friend Dan. So I started out day 4 with high expectations. Well, good morning. It's day 4 of the tour. It's going to be a beautiful day out. It's going to warm up here shortly, and we're looking forward to a very good time. And then things went south. I was going along on a trail that looks a lot like this. However, I wasn't filming at the time. And just when I least expected it, I had an accident that was going to change the course of my life for the coming months. You see, I was coming to the end of one of the trail segments, and there was a road crossing. So naturally, I slowed down. And as I came to a stop, within a fraction of a second, my front wheel hit something on the trail, and my bike went over onto its right side. And as I was falling down, what I didn't notice was there was an aluminum fence sticking up out of the ground about 18 to 20 inches. And as I fell, my helmet hit that fence and really took the weight of my body. In doing so, it caused my neck to tilt to the side in an unnatural position. I'm glad I was wearing a helmet. As you'll see, there's a little crack right here, and this is what hit the fence first as my neck gave way and made a loud crack. Well, what did I do then? Well, the first thing I was worried about was my hip. I fell on the hip that I've had a problem with previously. My hip felt fine. You see, the cushion of my panniers in the back protected my hip. I untangled myself from the bicycle. I stood up, and my neck felt a little strange. The first thing I did was try to move it to the left, and it wasn't going to move too far. So I thought I must have pulled some muscles in my neck along the side. So not feeling really bad at that point, I decided to get back on my bike, and I rode for another 18 miles. In this video clip, you'll see that I pulled over to the side of the road, and I'm talking into my camera, still thinking that I'm going to create a video for the day and that my fall was just a minor incident. As you will see from watching this clip, I really can't turn my head as I'm speaking. I've still got about 18 miles to go before I get to my Airbnb. And I finally got to my beautiful Airbnb. It was a beautiful old house with a nicely decorated living room and a bedroom with a private bath. Gail and her husband Mark were wonderful hosts, and I was greeted by warm cookies and a place to lock my bike up for the night. So what happened next? I finally took my helmet off, and I felt the back of my head, my ear, and my neck, and everything was numb. And I still could only move my head to the left about that much. So at that point, I decided, you know what? I think I've hurt myself quite badly. I need to go to the hospital. I was close to the city of Syracuse, and they have 3 hospitals. So I got online to try to figure out which one was the best. It just so happened to be the upstate hospital. So I was going to Uber it from where I was staying. I talked to the owners of the Airbnb and told them my situation, and Gail said to me, "You're not taking an Uber, I'm going to drive you there." So she was nice enough to drive me there, and dropped me off because I knew it would be a very long night. So after I got to the hospital, I looked in the emergency waiting room and there were about 50 people waiting for attention. So when it was my turn to go up and speak with a woman at registration, I told her that I fell on my bicycle, I hurt my neck, and the back of my head is numb. So I think that was a clue right there that I needed immediate attention. So they bumped me in front of all 50 other people and took me right in. They affixed me with this collar. I'm going to take this collar off now. I wanted to show it to you. I was wearing it for the first 2 weeks. Now I've graduated to this collar, which is a little more comfortable and less restrictive, but it still gives me some support. 2 weeks after wearing that very restrictive collar, I went to the doctor and he said that you've graduated. You can now wear this collar that's less restrictive, but it still gives you the support. And when you're taking a shower or having breakfast or eating, you can actually take it off and just don't make any sudden movements with your head. So I'm not taking a shower, but I'm talking into a camera right now, so I'm going to take it off because it is very restrictive. That feels better. So getting back to the story, they took me into the trauma center and they put that collar on me, and then they gave me all sorts of tests. CT scans, they put dye in my blood to check for damage of the blood vessels in my neck. And they took x-rays. Well, what did they find? The team of orthopedic surgeons finally came in and told me I had fractured my CT bone in my vertebrae at the top of my spinal column. And it was very serious. However, it was called a stabilized fracture. Here's a picture of a similar fracture that I got off the internet. You'll notice where those two arrows are. In between, there's a dark line, and that's the fracture of the CT vertebrae. It's been about 4 weeks since I had my accident. And what does that mean? Well, I can't drive a car. Obviously, I'm not going to go for a bike ride. I'm getting a lot of rest, and I'm concentrating on keeping my neck immobile so that the healing process can happen. When 6 weeks from the time of my accident happens, I'll be going to the doctor and he's going to take another x-ray to find out how it's been healing. And if it's healing okay, then he will prescribe some physical therapy that I'll go through for months to strengthen the muscles back in my neck and get my range of motion back so I can turn from left to right. So I've got another week and a half till I go back to the doctor. That can't come quick enough because he's also going to give me the okay to say that I can get behind the wheel of a car again. I mentioned to you during the fall I was clipped in. Whether I was clipped in or not, it happened so quickly that I didn't even have time to unclip from my right pedal. Let's talk about what they call clipless pedals, which I don't know why they call it that because they have a clip on them. You see, I've been using clipless pedals for well over 40 years, maybe closer to 50 years. It all started when I bought my first quality bike. Maybe 5 years later, I moved up to my Fuji Opus 3, which you see hanging on the wall. Back in those days, in the early 80s, you used toe clips that you would slide your foot forward into, and then you would pull down on a strap so that your foot would not move. And when you wanted to get out, you would just kick your foot back. Well, years went on and the technology got better, and now I use these Shimano pedals that are lightweight and you can easily click in and click out. And it's like second nature to me. In the past, I've tried to ride bicycles without clipless pedals. and it really takes some getting used to. I made a decision right now. The next time I get on my Priority 600X, I'm not going to have those Shimano pedals. I'm going to have these Rock Brothers flat pedals. And there's about a 99.9% chance that I'm going to use those pedals on future bike packing trips. Because let's face it, even though this was a freak accident and there was nothing I could do about it, and I don't think I could have moved my foot off the flat pedal, it happened so quick. I'm older. I'm going to be 73 in November, and let's face it, as much as we don't like to admit it, our reaction time is not what it used to be. So flat pedals for me, I'm bicycle touring. So my bike tour of the Erie Canal Trail went for 3 days, and then on the 4th day I did 18 miles. At some point, I'm thinking next year I need to start up at that beautiful Airbnb in Jordan, New York, and make my way all the way back to Albany. And that's going to be about 3 to 4 days. I'm looking forward to that. What am I going to be doing in the meantime here? Well, a company sent me a cargo e-bike that I'm going to be reviewing. And after that, I've just started on a conversion of my Jamis Renegade Elite, the bike that I took from Key West to Canada. I love that bike. It's a 2019 gravel bike with drop handlebars. And after riding my Priority 600X and I'm getting back on that Jamis, I've always said, you know what, I need to convert this thing to flat handlebars. So that's what I'm doing. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I'll keep you in the loop as to how I'm doing in my progress. Happy pedaling for those who can. And for those who can't, we can always dream. Have a great day. Thanks.